All right, mister. Let's take a look what's going on here. Okay, we're just starting the second half of the game, and we're down, but both these teams have been in enough games, and they realize that 9 points at the start of a second half is really nothing. So it's likely that Stotts was the whole first half saying, just get your legs under you, keep the game close. We got 48 minutes. No need to try to win the game in the first half. So what you'll see really is the tempo increase, especially on the Blazers side, as the second half goes along. And they also know Dame really has not played, at least hasn't scored that well in the first half. So to the fact that they're only down by 9, and he's made like one or two buckets on the whole first half. They got to be feeling really good actually going in here. So if they can just play some good defense and get Dame to hit a few shots, they know they stand a pretty good chance. And so I'm sure that's the mindset. And coach wasn't hollering or yelling at half court saying, "Come on, you got to pick it up, you got to do better." These guys are pros; they know what's going on. So Stotts was really probably just a calming influence, making sure they're getting their fluids and getting any halftime treatment that they need to be able to go out and finish the second half strong, which of course we know they do. So let's see, what do we got here? This is probably a designed play that the Nuggets talked about. They knew they were getting the ball at the start of second half. So I'm sure coaches drew this up coming out of halftime, and probably it looks like to get Murray's the one probably coming off a pick here by Harris. I want to get him a touch, so we'll see what happens.
Murray and Jokic.
So that's really a pretty play. So look how much attention um, Murray gets with the ball coming off a pick, and then really you got Jokic wide open. And he's a good finisher, good touch, good little floater around the rim. He's never one that's gonna take one dribble and then pack it on who's ever there. And then if you look, CJ's the only one. Zach's coming over to help. So really, Jokic has Millsap in the corner, or he's got a floater to look up for. So let's see if he makes it.
A wonderful two-man game. Jokic misses that, gets the.
Well, he might as well have just made it because he just padded his stats a bit with a no rebound.
Back up and in.
Ooh, that's a dangerous, dangerous pass. You better know. Look at that. Oof. If I was a coach, Dame's a Dame. So clearly nobody's going to say otherwise to him, and he put that on a laser. So you better be really careful and really know that you're going to get it there. Otherwise, it's a turnover. You just gave up 2 points to put yourself down, by 11. And if you turn that over, now you have a chance of going down 13. So he's lucky that that pass got through.
Jokic misses that, gets the rebound, back up and in.
And then looks like Rodney
Pass gets ahead to Hood. Murray went for the steal, and Hood
gets
takes
himself a
full
bucket,
advantage.
which is probably what Dame was hoping. If he could kick it ahead, he saw that he could get him a bucket. So, okay, that's just CJ handles. And then but the thing that I want you to watch at the end, because that doesn't really set a great screen. Ennis, gets Harris, gets him a nudge a little bit, so get CJ a running start. And then CJ really makes a play after that. But he gets the ball up quick to the rim. That's one of the main things that you'll see here. So he knows Jokic isn't a great shot blocker. So if he can get the ball up to the rim quicker than him, which is why he doesn't try to gather with both hands. He just gets it up there with one hand, and then he can get it on the backboard and get it in, get his 2 points, and go back and play defense.
McCollum inside, scoop layup. Sweet move from McCollum. He's got.
So come on. This, I'm sure Denver and their whole staff was like, these guys are tired. They played 7 games. We're at home. It's in Denver. It's really thin air in Denver. Use that to your advantage. These guys are going to start sucking air and get tired. Push, push, push. So you'll notice how quickly Was it Jokic got the ball out, got it right
Sweet move from
to
McCollum.
Harris, and Harris just
He's
push,
got
push,
17.
push.
Harris pushing it on the
That
make.
just can't
Drives, gets
happen.
inside,
Okay,
lays
just
it up
can't
and
happen.
in.
Zach shouldn't be the only one back there playing defense.
McCollum.
I don't care how tired you are. So he's got Zach for the drop off pass here. Zach can go up for the dunk. If Millsap recovers, clearly you got Cantor on the other side. So what would be good is to get this pass. We'll see if CJ makes it. And then Zach can take maybe one quick dribble. If he was a little bit closer to the rim, you wouldn't dribble at all. You just go right up and try to pack it. But Millsap's a good defender. So Collins has got to be a little bit careful about just going up and putting something weak, or else Millsap's going to send it. So he's got to go up strong. A good pump fake would be if he's not wanting to pass it to Cantor, maybe he doesn't feel like he has the angle to give it to Cantor. So you better make a good pump fake, try to get Millsap up in the air. But then you have the chance of Jokic coming back and blocking your shot too. So we'll see what happens.
Lost it, got it back. Ball was deflected, gets it back.
Well, that's just CJ feeling it, right? Like, I don't need to give it up. Every shot that I'm looking at is going in right now. And, CJ is probably like, sometimes they're putting all this attention on Dame, and I'm sure the two of them had a conversation at halftime, probably throughout the game. It was like, hey, you got to step up. CJ's like, yeah, I got you, because they're putting all this attention on Dame, not leaving him, not really giving him buckets. And so, even though CJ absolutely is the hero in this game, you got to be mindful of Dame and all the attention he gets that allows CJ to really work a lot one-on-one and do his thing. So.
And nails the jumper. CJ McCollum doing a good job defensively. You mentioned.
So here comes Collins setting a good pick. You got Cantor in the dunk spot. Look at Myers over there cheerleading, even though he looks a little jittery when he gets into the game. But hey, I would much rather have somebody on the sidelines cheering him up rather than being scared, the whole damn time that even when he's on the bench, he's nervous. So, he's doing a good job cheering on his teammates. Let's see if Collins sets a good pick, and then we'll watch McCollum. He's probably about to do something nasty with his handle. So let's see.
Cantor's three. I wasn't a big fan of Collins' three.
So, speak of nasty, I didn't know that was coming. What you need to look at, I go back too far.
CJ McCollum doing a good job.
Look at how he's got this little hezzy dribble when he comes off the screen, and because he can pull too, so I'll try to stop it when
you mentioned Cantor's three.
Right here. See, he gets a little hezzy dribble. He gets enough that maybe Millsap has to think that he's about to pull up, and he's a good enough shooter. He's like 40-some% three-point shooter. So Millsap has to play against that. And he just enough of a little hezzy, kind of looks like he might be about to rise up, and then boom, crossover. Now that gives him enough space. He knows that Jokic isn't going to block it, so he goes up and just packs it. Which McCollum doing that, I mean, come on, wow.
Wasn't a big fan of Collins' three as McCollum.
That was sweet.
Man.
Real sweet. Did you hear Jeff Van Gundy? He's like, man, that's what we were all thinking. Like, okay, where did that come from? The other thing, wait, come back. This is the confidence that comes. So watch McCollum. He's feeling pretty good about himself, rightfully so. And he does a little looking around and like, yep.
CJ McCollum.
Yep, Jamal Murray. Yep, I just packed it on your man. Your boy, your wing defender can't guard me. Now he's going to do a little bit more looking around, like, yeah, looking at the crowd, saying, I'm here to play. Don't pretend like I ain't a baller. I'm here to play, okay? So that's the kind of confidence you got to have no matter where you're at. Even if you go 0 for 12 in the first half, you're coming out shooting lights out the second half, okay?
McCollum this year averaged over 20 a game.
Probably another set play. They're trying to get Harris going. Probably after a little drop off for Jokic, really get him going into the game as well.
The fourth consecutive year, Harris gets inside.
Right. Harris is a good player. He really is. He plays hard. You can see it in his eyes that and look how well he moves on defense. This is just McCollum, right?
Gorgeous move from
Gorgeous
CJ McCollum.
finish.
He's got 23. Ball down there from Gary Harris.
So now they're really trying to get CJ the ball because he's feeling it. But then, what this does is it allows Dame to kind of be forgotten about a little bit as everybody's sitting and watching CJ doing his thing. Then Torrey Craig is like, oh well, CJ's doing the thing, so maybe I don't have to be as up on Dame. And then all of a sudden, Dame's like, yep, don't forget about me, and gets
Canner,
cancer a nice little
jumper,
shot.
got it.
All right, so all that
Yes,
was
Canner
created
knocks it down.
one because of CJ. That so come on, Dame. Dame really should have maybe he was yelling and we can't see it right here, but clearly Rodney did not know a pick is coming. So you better never. I'm not saying Dame did. Maybe Rodney just didn't hear him. It was loud in the stands. But that is like an absolute basketball no-no for your teammates if they got a blindside pick coming from behind. And really, it looks pretty bad. And I think he takes Rodney out of this game because he looks like he hyperextends his knee. And so now they're playing 5-on-4, and you absolutely have to call out picks. Your guy, so he has to be able to brace himself, let him know that a pick is coming from behind, pick, 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 pick. You're just letting him know. That way you can either slide around it, get around it, whatever needs to be. But he just goes right into that pick, and he wasn't expecting it, so he buckles his knee. That looks pretty ugly.
Hood just bumped into Craig, and he's shaken up. Hood goes down. It's 5-on.
So this is scramble time on defense, right? And you really, NBA players playing 5-on-4, you almost have no chance to get a stop.
Harris inside Craig.
And then, you can't fault Collins. The last thing you really want to do is give up an and one. But and Collins probably should have just gone straight up. Maybe probably should have just let him have it rather than getting that foul call and just saying, you know what, Hood's down. Let's get him these two points and then move on. But Collins is a shot blocker, right? Like you can't just love that when he's blocking shots and then get down on him when he's fouling too. So you just got to take some of the good with the bad.
Wow. Hood was shaken up on the play and fell to the floor. And the Nuggets take full advantage of.
So let's watch Jokic's footwork. Okay, this is how he's one-on-one on the block. Cantor's been working really, really hard. Remember, he's got that shoulder thing, separated shoulder, I believe. So if I were Jokic, I'd be trying to back down on that shoulder as much as possible, going up through that. So watch his footwork here, really.
7 to shoot. Jokic goes at Canner, gets by and
So
lays it up and in.
that extra step is what got him that lane.
For Jokic. Too hard. Lillard the other way. Throws it ahead. Harkless.
That's athleticism. Okay, he's just getting onto the ring. And then look how watch how Dame gets it to him so that he can,
19.
with enough time,
Too hard.
so he doesn't wait too long to where Harkless doesn't have time to gather himself and get and do something with it. He makes a good bounce pass so the Harkless can take his one dribble, get on balance, and go up. Okay, so that's Dame making that play as well.
He's slow to get up.
So Myers, love him. Okay, really do. I'm not trying to bag on him. He's a great guy, but he doesn't stand a chance one-on-one. Even with his size, Harris is probably likely going to get by him.
The other end. Harris spins, shot.
That's a good move and a good finish by Harris. And I know Myers doesn't feel like he did anything, so he kind of argues the play a bit. But he got himself out of position on the spin move. Really good footwork. Might have been dragging the pivot foot a bit. So, but they're never going to call that, especially since it goes in. It's at home. They would have the whole crowd booing him, John at him. Not that some of the refs don't like that, being the kind of the sheep in the lion's den, I guess, if you will. But they're definitely going to call that, and really it was a foul.
It's good and a foul with the offhand getting hit and falling.
So this is Harris just like kind of feeling himself a little bit, right? Waiting for his teammates to come, talk him up a bit. He's been playing hard, playing D the whole game, making some good shots. He's just kind of wanting to soak it in, okay?
Off the missed free throw, an offensive rebound. Murray now back in the picture. Murray to the basket, throws it.
So this is Jamal. Remember CJ looked at him a little bit when he dunked, right? So Jamal probably remembers that. And I don't know what Jamal was doing, why he was so far behind the play. And but probably what happened is Harkless or whoever it was didn't know where he was to pick him up, so it actually gave him a nice little running start. You see, he does a little hezzy dribble, little hesitation dribble, and then also like kind of just a brief pump fake to get Harkless, who's a good defender, off balance, and then he has enough drive that he can get through. I don't know where Cantor is on the help, um, and then he obviously gets the
Murray now
dunk off.
back in the picture. Murray
So
to the basket, throws it
Cantor
down.
should have left,
Cancer
at least hedged and recovered. I know Plumlee's pretty good on the lob catch, but he really should have stepped up there and then try to get back.
which has been so important to this team all year.
See, this is Myers. I'll stop pointing him out because he doesn't get that many minutes in this game. But he rushes the shot a little bit, and I think it's probably this is a big game. Um, I sympathize with Myers because we all have some anxiety in moments like this, and he's mentioned that he struggled with that at times. So these are the times where it's really hard to calm your mind and get past that and to still go out and perform. And to his absolute credit, right? He still gets himself ready. He still goes in. You can tell he's playing hard. Sometimes his mind just gets a little bit ahead of him. So I believe he leaves us a little bit short. But look who's not giving up on the play, who gets inside his position. So look at Harkless down here. He knows he's got Murray who can't block him out. And, Harkless is right there ready for putback,
Defensive
which he does.
improvement.
And
Harkless
one.
on the
Okay.
follow and the foul.
And one.
So
Look at his
Harkless-
eyes. Look at his eyes. Okay. When he's coming up, watch his eyes.
The foul.
You can tell when somebody isn't afraid of the moment and when somebody is. Okay. When you see the look in their eyes that I'm out here, I may not be the star, but I'm also not afraid. That's why Harkless is a starter because Stotts trusts him in these moments to not wilt under pressure. And speaking of like having the mental game being sometimes part of the tougher part of the battle, there was a couple years before this or a year before this when, Harkless was on the end of the bench sulking a little bit about how he wasn't getting the time that he thought he deserved. Um, but to his credit, he recognized that, he looked at it, he got over it, and the coaches really needed him because he was the most athletic wing on the team, and he made a difference when he was out there, especially defensively, and then even more so when he was hitting some shots, um, and getting putback jams like this. So that's you can see that he's really come a long ways from sulking on the end of the bench to I'm ready to play in a game 7.
So Harkless comes in the game after Hood went up. Martin trying to deny. Lillard trying.
Look at what they're doing with Dame. Okay, they don't even care about Myers. Mason is chasing them all over the court. They got 2 guys guarding Dame. Dame's still, getting around Plumlee because he's a good player and he's quick. So, and he probably knows, man, Myers just missed that one. I need to get mine, even though Myers clearly is wide open and he could drop it off there, but he most likely keeps this.
Get away.
No?
Inside pass. Leonard.
Hey, good credit, Rice. But what he did is he held on just long enough. If he would have passed it to him, okay, watch this.
Martin trying to deny.
If he would have passed it to him right there, Jokic would have had time to recover. Okay, and then Myers would have had to done that little flip shot. Rather than he takes like one more dribble and he gets Jokic to come up to him. Then he drops it off to Myers because Myers is cheated in a little bit or snuck in a little bit closer to the rim, so he doesn't have to take a dribble to gather up. He's just able to go right up and dunk. So this play, even though Myers is the one who looked pretty on the finish, Dame's really the one who makes the whole play by getting Jokic to step up and give Myers that open look.
To get away. Inside pass. Leonard throws it down. Great setup.
And then now you get Myers going too, right? There's nothing better than dunking on 2 7-footers. So, Dame, don't sleep on Dame. Don't like he doesn't know that. If he can get Myers going, who can get hot and hit 3 or 4 shots from 3 in a row, especially if he's all pumped up, got the blood flowing after dunking on 2 7-footers. Now maybe you get Myers hot and you get big guys out away from the rim. It opens up the court for Dame, all those kind of things. So that play, I don't think it really turns out that way where Myers hits a bunch of threes, but it definitely could have.
6 to shoot.
Let's go back and see what the time situation is. Okay. Um, so when CJ
Inside
gets the
pass.
ball,
Leonard throws it down. Great.
okay, look, they were down by what, 9 coming into half. Then they've cut it. Now they're only down by 3. Let's see when CJ gets it. So now they're only down by 1, right? So you've evened the game. So this is what I mean by NBA. 9 points, 10 points really means nothing. Even down to like the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, 9 or 10 points can go away in a hurry. So nobody's worried at halftime about being down like that. They've all, from both sides. Denver's not feeling comfortable. Blazers aren't worried. They know that they can overcome that. They kept it close, and so here they are, right at the end of the third quarter. They're only down 1, um, and they got a chance to go up by 1 if CJ can make a good play. And so this is a time where oftentimes you'll see somebody come to set a screen, but sometimes when that screen comes, now all of a sudden they can double the ball, get the ball out of the hot player's hand, which has been CJ this whole game. So sometimes it's just said, CJ, go get a bucket. We're not bringing a screen. It's your job. You're paid millions of dollars. Get past Harris. Get yourself 2 points. Get our team 2 points.
6 to shoot.
And that's what he does.
Throws it up off the glass and banks it home.
So
He's
now,
unstoppable right now.
yep. So now they go into instead of trailing, now they go into the fourth quarter. They got the momentum. Crowd's like getting a little nervous. Their team's giving up that lead they had at halftime, and now they got to really put the pedal to the metal because Denver's going to come right back. They're a good team. They had a really good record this season. They got a lot of solid players, and so there's no let up. No let up.
Martin gets in the paint, blocked by Collins. Martin.
So watch Barton on this. All right, that's who I want you to watch. Is he does not give up on the play. Okay, he's athletic, but not like super athletic. But he knows, okay, Collins just blocked my shot. Whatever, I've had my shot blocked before. I'm gonna come right back at it, and I'm gonna power up. See how he's getting his base set after he got the ball, and then he's gonna power right back up and finish for 2 points.
He's trying to get underneath his skin, being a little.
This is called a horn set, I believe, is what they call it in the NBA. You got 2 bigs on either. Well, I guess Curry was the other big over there, and the point can pass it to whoever on either one of the elbows, and then they're going to do a little handoff, screen and roll action. So let's see if CJ. This is and Turner made a good decision. CJ's been the hot player, so let's see this again.
He's trying.
Okay, so you got Curry over there on one elbow, Zach on the other elbow, and it's likely that Turner said, because he would much rather give it to Zach on this elbow than Curry, who's not used to really playing in that position. So Turner might have said something to Zach like, "Get on CJ's side. We're going to run this set. I'm going to pass you the ball, set a good screen, get CJ another shot." Okay.
Get underneath his skin, being a little bit more physical, like Craig is doing. Collins.
That's a good drop off from Collins. Okay, so he made it just enough of a pump fake so that when he dropped it off to Turner, the pass was wide open. So Turner's going to go up and finish it.
And Turner backs it home. Zach Collins with another big play.
The other thing is watch how much of this fourth quarter Turner plays. And that's because dude has been a player his whole life. He is not in any way. Remember I was talking about being afraid of the moment? This guy he's been playing his whole life for this moment. And Stotts knows that. He trusts that. He knows that Turner is going to go out there. So maybe he's only scored 2 or 4 points the whole series. But when it comes down to it, when push comes to shove, he's leaving Turner in there because he knows he's going to make the right plays. He's going to do the right thing. He's a good defender. He's a big body, so he can guard a lot of different positions. He's just a good utility player. Um, not really a star at this point in his career, even though out of college people were hoping he was going to be. But that's where you got to shoot, right? If Turner would have ever figured out how to be able to shoot, he would have been a star. But at some point, they figure out that you can't shoot, and then they're going to play off you, and then all of a sudden, the driving and everything doesn't work as well as you would hope. But let's see.
Nice that you're worried about playing in these games.
So that's bad communication. All right. So Zach probably didn't communicate
with another
with
big play. The guy.
CJ. CJ just decided to, or he didn't tell. CJ didn't communicate with Zach, so they both ended up going to Jokic, who is the MVP candidate on their team. So clearly he's going to draw a lot of attention. Dame probably could have had his hands up more to block this pass, but it's fourth quarter, game 7. You're not always going to have your hands straight up and down.
You're worried about playing in these games as Martin somehow works free on the baseline out of bounds play. Curry for 3.
See Turner battling. He just stuck, and he's big body, strong. You ever seen this dude pictures? He's got some big biceps, big chest. So he's a strong dude, strong legs. So he worked. And Millsap's a strong guy too. So he kept him underneath the hoop. And then you, more often than not, a miss is going to come off of the far side of the hoop. So Turner knew that from just probably instinctively. Maybe coaches told him, over the years, get yourself on the weak side for rebounds. And there he was. Sealed Millsap off, could go up and get the rebound.
Turner trying to get it.
Got his team an extra possession. And then look,
Lillard, three-pointer.
Boom, okay, 3 points. And at the same time, he gets Dame going. That whole thing was because Turner was a smart basketball player making right plays.
And Damian Lillard, his first 3 of the game. They go right to Jokic.
Zach is battling, okay? He's not having his hands on him. In the NBA, you used to be able to put your arm bar right on the back of Jokic. Remember, Jokic is a smart player. He's kind of annoying, to be honest. So he probably knows if Zach's putting too much hands. Zach probably knows if he's putting too much hands on him. Jokic might try to do some flop or something and get the refs to get him a foul call. So he's just trying to play straight up. But he's probably got Jokic has probably got 50 pounds on him at least, and so he's battling. But how much chance does he really stand against the guy?
Collins on him.
But to his credit,
Jokic
look, right?
misses.
Look at how much he's battling. That's the thing, okay? So here I was just talking about Zach giving up all kinds of space. How much chance does he stand? And still, here he is battling, right? In game 7, this is like his second year in the league. And this is why he's on the court right now and why Stotts trusts him on the court, because he knows he is going to play hard all the time. Maybe it's going to get him in a little bit of foul trouble, but he's going to battle. He's going to play good defense. He's going to make the right plays on offense. He's just a good, smart player, okay? And here he is giving up all kinds of size against an MVP candidate, and he's still battling. And look at Turner. Look how low Turner is, blocking out Millsap, trying to keep him from getting the rebound. Dame, CJ are digging in, ready to recover out to shooters if need be. Even Lil Curry's in there trying to block out Barton, okay?
Jokic misses, gets the
So, that's at some point, dude's just big, okay? That's I don't think that's a skill play. That's just a size play. Other than the finish. Good finish.
Damian Lillard to the basket, kicks it out.
So that is absolutely, Dame has practiced that. There's like drills you do where you dribble and you extend the court, the length of the court, by jumping up in the air but out of bounds so that you can get this angle on this pass. And they know that, and Seth Curry knows he's got to be there in that corner for this shot. And Turner's setting this little down pick, getting Curry's wide open shot, so maybe we can get Curry going too.
Corner three-pointer, too strong.
Yeah. See, look at Turner again. Okay, again making offensive rebounds. CJ, beautiful finish.
He's got 31. Fresh out of Leon, this guy.
So even though I was talking up Harkless, and I rightfully so, at towards the end, like right here, and I know everybody needs a rest, so maybe Harkless is on his regular rest. But you notice that I don't know if we've seen Amino. I don't know if he started the second half or not. At some point, like coach has got to go with who's going to win him the game. All right, there's no friends in show business. NBA is definitely show business. You either make plays or you don't, and then there's no pouting about it, right? If you're out there and you're not making plays, you're not hitting shots, then you're going to be on the bench. And guys that can step up are going to be playing. All right, you got to be one of those players.
Impacting on the biggest stage. Right
So
back to Jokic.
there's the
And
decide.
obviously going
Okay?
right at
And really, is Zach maybe 2 years, 2 more years in the league? And but he would have flopped. He could have definitely taken that charge. All Jokic did was, I'm pissed. I'm going to lower my shoulder, and I'm going to get this lay-in. And but Zach is a fighter, right? He doesn't want to flop, and he probably knows that the refs aren't going to give him the call anyway. So he might as well battle. But Jokic just
with
decides.
those 5 fouls. Millsap guarding Turner. Turner gets to the basket, fakes layup,
So
lays
footwork,
it up and in, and
okay,
the
and
foul.
one. Turner's just making plays, right?
Lillard goes right at Jokic, layup blocked by Jokic, and the rebound throws it ahead. Murray.
Look at okay. I want you to watch where this is a great play. Jokic makes a good play on Dame to block it. Now watch how quickly. So McCollum and Murray are about even here when the pass is about to leave Jokic's hand. Curry does a really good job of sprinting back. Remember, he had just missed that shot just a little bit ago, so maybe his head might have been down. I haven't made any shots. I'm just going to watch Murray finish this lay-in, and then we still got the lead, so well we can get it back. But he doesn't, right? He sprints down. He bothers him enough to give CJ time to get there and make a tremendous play, tremendous block. Here we go. Oops. All right. So Dame just making plays. Okay. Look at look at Murray. He's just like, oh no, I know this is going to be bad. This is going to be really, really bad. He doesn't even want to turn around and look to see what's going on.
Lillard throws it back out. Lillard, corner 3.
So how many shots has Dame hit this whole game? He does not care, right? He does not care. He passes this out,
throws it back out,
and he's immediately asking
Lillard,
for it back.
3.
And to Turner's credit, I think that's Turner, he knows Dame is Dame. Like, let's get him going. Turner could have kept the ball and tried to make his own play, but he got it right back to Dame.
Puts it in.
Money.
Damian Lillard from downtown.
Money. Look, Harkless is back in now too. So that's just ball handling, getting on balance. What? Come back. I'm sorry. Look at how he gets himself on balance. Okay. Barton, I think that's Barton, is right there.
Downtown.
He's coming off. Oh, that's Torrey Craig, actually. So they switched Torrey Craig off of Dame, been guarding Dame the whole time. But CJ's the one who's got it going. CJ comes off of this. He's got both those guys right there, but look how low he is. Okay, he's almost sitting in a chair. He's so low, getting himself on base, getting himself on balance, so Craig can't push him around. He can keep him behind him, get himself just enough space that he can hit it. Okay.
Jumpers up, in and out. Jokic,
so hear the crowd. Okay, as we're rolling this, hear the crowd. How do you keep your composure? Only up 5. You played really, really hard to get yourself back in this game. The fans are trying to get Denver. That's the last victory they need to get themselves to the Western Conference Finals. How do you keep yourself composed? You keep your mind right so that you're not, you don't get caught up in the moment. And then all of a sudden you go from being up 5 to down 2, okay?
Quick outlet to Harris. Harris sidestep,
so good play, good finish. Dame is there. That's a good finish. The other thing is Stotts was really smart in this moment because look how many ball handlers he has now. And I think Curry is still in the game too. He's got ball handlers and shooters. So Dame's a shooter, CJ's a shooter, Curry's a shooter, Harkless has his moments. But these 3 guys right here, CJ, Dame, and Turner, And then also Curry can handle the ball too. So you got a lot of guys who can handle the ball. You got guys who can switch on defense. And then Collins is one kind of backing it all up.
It's a three-point game.
Actually, Cantor, I guess, is now in. I probably would have stayed with Collins, but you know, Cantor's been playing hard. So Denver's going to come back, right? They're not going to stop. Now they're only down by 3, right? They've been hitting some buckets. Crowd's into it. They know it's close. Only a minute and a half left. Fourth quarter. Everybody's standing up. Nobody's sitting down anymore. We'll see what happens.
Murray looking for an opening. Jokic down the lane. The runner is good.
Good finish. All right. And the reason that he can make that play, Cantor does a really good job of stopping the dribble, allowing Harkless time to recover. And the reason Jokic can make this play is because he can hit this shot. So remember I was talking about Turner, who struggles a little bit shooting the ball. If Jokic couldn't shoot the 3, if he couldn't spread the court like this and make Cantor have to recover all of that ground, he doesn't even really need to fake at this point because he knows Cantor is trying to get out there because he doesn't want to give up a three-pointer, and then all of a sudden Denver's up by 1. So he's probably told, just run him off the three-point line, and then we'll try to help you on the backside. So he knows that, Jokic does, and then he's able to go right down the middle, and because he's got a soft touch, finishes.
For an opening. Jokic down the lane. The runner is good.
Good play. Good play.
McCollum jumper.
I mean, look at the handles, okay? Look at the handles, all right? So Harris is guarding Dame. Turner's in the dunk spot. You got Harkless on the wing. So look how far they're playing off Harkless too, right? Jamal Murray's not really he's trying to help out in the play as much as possible. But this is just CJ really creating something out of nothing. He has like no space to get this dribble through. And also because Harris can't, I mean, that ball's live for a second. In theory, Harris could have come off Dame and got it, but you know, then he's leaving Dame wide open for a 3 if he doesn't get that ball. So he's probably glued to Dame, which allows CJ time to get the ball, get his base set, and make a jump shot.
McCollum jumper. It's good. CJ McCollum does it again. He's got
practice.
35.
That's absolutely practice being able to do that. Okay, here we're going.
Right up
Less than a minute left.
Three-pointer.
He's feeling it, right? So, coach, you're not too upset with him taking that shot. He's been the one that's got you there.
You don't have to think, get a 3.
Okay, look at Harkless. Push off.
Nearly lost it. Jumper's good.
Okay, that's a push off. But they're not going to call that.
Craig isolated on McCollum.
This is his one-on-one. Boom, step back, balance, shot, balance, balance, balance. And that's practice. Look at him looking again. Yep.
And
I'm here to play.
Smalls out there so they can switch everything. Harris throws it in. Jokic catches.
So that's a good play. Foul him on the entry. So how many free throws do we shoot? Every time you're tired, every time you're breathing a little bit hard, we finish a drill, put you right back on the free throw line, and this is why. Down by 3, 11 seconds left. You make both these free throws. Now it's a 1-point game, and all the Blazers are feeling a little bit tight. Watch what Jokic does.
You've already given up offensive rebounds.
He lost. That's why you do the same routine, which he does, but it's a muscle memory, okay? Because what's going to happen in these tight moments is your arms are going to want to get real tight. They're not going to want to completely extend. And you can see he's upset, but you can also see it in his eyes that he's like, yeah, I knew I was going to miss that one. You don't want to ever have that feeling like you knew you were going to miss it, okay?
The 11th missed free throw of the game.
He's a good enough player that he comes back, gets himself gathered, makes this one. Okay? So now they're only down 2. You just got to get the ball in. Turner making a good play. So here we're back, right? Turner's been playing his whole life. Same routine he's probably done since he was in junior high. Money, cash. So maybe he can't hit jump shots, but he certainly can hit free throws in a big moment, right? He's like, yep, tell me.
Count is going. Gets it off. Jokic has it. Jokic against Lillard. Long
This
three-pointers
almost
up.
goes in. Ridiculous.
Misses.
I mean, it wouldn't have
Rebound,
mattered
Turner.
anyways. And then
Turner's gonna dribble it out.
look who
And
gets the
there it
rebound
goes.
to finish the game. Look who gets the rebound to finish the game. All right. So I hope, Bud, we'll that this really helps you. We'll look at some more games. There's always things to see in basketball. There's always things to break down. So we'll just kind of go back to game 6 and just go backwards from there. And then I'm really looking forward to breaking down the 4 overtime game, which most of it will be the overtime. So hope this helps you, mister. I love you.